Today is March 31st, and it's officially the birthday of the Northwest Passage trip. She just officially took birth. We've decided, between Adam and myself, that we're doing it. So, yeah, this is what it looks like to start a big expedition. Just a little idea, and then you just start working at the details. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of the Arctic.
The Northwest Passage is a nautical route over the top of Canada. It's still a vast wilderness. The broad strokes may be charted, but we could easily land on a beach that has never been touched by human feet before. I mean, who wouldn't want to go check that out?
It's definitely a holy, magical place that something about it, it's the vastness and the power of the earth. Just, wow, there's nothing. It's one of those few places in the world that you're truly wild.
Going to the most dangerous ocean on the planet and setting off in like homemade boats and attempting to do something that other people had trained 20 years for. It was very much a test of like, how far can we take this just do it attitude? And when does it become crazy, you know? Saying last night, like me and Matty meeting was like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. You're doing the stuff that we're doing, you don't come across a lot of people that are on the same wavelength.
Right around this time too, like we were here on a shearing route right here 2 years ago, and yeah, just like we always do, just a porch chain wag, and chain wagged ourselves right into
the craziest thing we'd ever done.
Craziest thing we've ever done, yeah. For me, the idea of Northwest Passage has been, you know, a childhood dream. Tell stories about explorers crossing the passage, getting frozen in, all of the history up there.
Reading all of these tales of Amundsen and all of these great explorers who were seeking the passage and seeking the North Pole. Amundsen's boat, the Joe or Yoa, that was their safe harbor for 2 winters. They got iced in Joe Haven as they were trying to navigate and find the passage. That was where they were. That was their safe harbor for his voyage.
It was always one of those boyhood dreams to someday try the Northwest Passage myself. And then one day we were sitting here, like 3 years ago, just having in the front porch, and I was telling him the same little boy dream of canoeing the Northwest Passage. It was like lightning struck. And Adam just looked at me with this big greasy grin, and his face was just on fire. His eyes were so wide. He's like, man, let's do it. And just shook it, put his hand out just like that, and we just shook on it right there. And it was like, boom. Here we go. It
wasn't until after we decided we were going to do it that we realized that what we wanted to do had never been done before. So it was only a couple of weeks into planning the experience where I said, well, Matty, you know, no one's ever actually rode this thing in one season. And we're like, oh, wow, we could be the first ones to ever do this.
It looks so small on this map. You look at the entire Northwest Passage.
But look at that, even, you know, 2023, this is a pilot guide. This is what's used by commercial shipping all over the world. Unreliable data, insufficient data, unreliable data. It's still a place where you don't have a lot to go on.
It's an iconic route people have been trying to do for a long, long time. It's never been done by human-powered craft in one season. From the west in Tuktoyaktuk, all the way over the top of Canada on the Arctic Ocean, 2,000 miles to Baffin Island.
The boat is up on the water and can float. I can't see myself calling for rescue. Short of that or someone getting severely injured.
So Matty and I met up in Labrador for season 9 of Alone. Later on that year, I happened to need a new assistant for shearing alpacas.
He called me up one day, he's like, hey man, you want to come down to America and come shearing alpacas with me? It's like, yep, sign me up. And I came down here, met him here, and went on our first shearing circuit together 3 years ago.
Basically, I had my little shearing business to kind of fuel my adventures, and every summer after I would finish shearing for, 2 or 3 months, I'd just take my big wad of cash and I'd go backpacking in Africa, or, I bought a sailboat and I sailed around the Caribbean for 2 seasons. That kind of gave me the bug. From then on, that was it. That was all I wanted to do, was go into wild places, foreign lands, and experience the world.
Basically just going from trip to trip, dream to dream at this point. The work is a side thought. Work is just get enough money, sell what I gotta sell, whatever I gotta do to keep moving forward onto the next trip.
You gotta love that morning sun, boy.
I don't really do anything but chase that dream, whatever crazy boyhood dream I come up with. Why not?
All right, big moment today. This is the moment that I ordered the plans for our rowboats to take us in the Northwest Passage. And there it is. The die has been cast. These are our plans.
I've never built a boat before in my life. Adam was supposed to be there to help me build that boat. Somebody came up and he called me and said, "Hey, bud, sorry, but you're gonna build that boat yourself." And I was like, "All right, well, let's get it done." And I just went out there and did it.
This is something that had never been attempted before, so we needed a boat that was fairly unique. We were either going to have to pay someone a lot of money to build us a boat like that, or we were going to have to build one ourselves. Ultimately landed us on deciding to use the row cruiser. This bad boy is ready to get decked. Normally you'd need 2 people for this, one person to hold the board down while the other person scribes around the outside of the boat, but here by myself. We're gonna get creative, figure out how to secure this sheet of plywood on top while we mark out where we're gonna make our cuts.
Oh, no. Oh. The epoxy and the hardener was starting to activate before it got out of the cup. I rushed it and poured it on quick then to try and get it on the boat. And then it gummed right up. Gummed right up. Oh. So many hours of work just wasted, up in flames. What am I doing building a boat anyway,
If we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this next year, we need to 100% commit every ounce of our energy and capacity and finances to make this happen. This is not a casual, just go up in a whatever boat and see what you can do kind of thing. 400 or 500 miles between villages, and there's nobody out there.
As you can see, the old A team has been reunited. Adam got here late last night, and we're doing some last minute touches on the boat. Solar panel, bilge pumps. It's time to install the old solar panels. This little thing here is half the power supply for this entire journey. You can pretty much call this ground zero for our training run. Just gonna start rowing for about the next 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. Neither one of us are real rowers. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've rowed, and that wasn't very far. So today, going out in the ocean here off of Cortez Island it's something.
Well, we just rode about 11 miles. We're gonna make some dinner and organize our stuff. Try sleeping in the boat for the first night. Pretty exciting.
Pretty tight little coffin you got.
Putting the oars in the water today and, having Matty rowing 100 yards beside me, just totally in sync. Felt great. This is what we've been working towards for the last 7 or 8 months,
Doesn't take very long before it all just kind of goes blurry and your tunnel vision, just wake up, breakfast, coffee, back to boat, row, unpack, cup of tea, supper, sleep, and do it all over again. I'm kind of surprised we're not more sore than we are. I thought by day 3, day 4, we'd be pretty f***ed up. We're hanging in there, we're doing it.
I hurt my shoulder yesterday. I haven't told Matty this yet, but it feels like the same spot that when I tore my labrum on my right shoulder. It's getting worse and getting worse as we go. In my mind, we needed to be on the West Coast for a minimum of 2 months training.
The simple fact is we couldn't do more. We had to work. We had to go sharing alpacas. They were simple as that. If we didn't, the trip never would have happened.
Every explorer that I've ever read about has always struggled to scrimp up the cash for their expedition. I guess we're no exception to that.
Yeah. We're carrying that torch.
Yeah.
Build the boats yourself, make the food yourself, everything from the ground up. We've really pulled this whole thing out of thin air, but we could definitely be more prepared. Trying to plan an expedition from the ground up in less than a year is crazy, crazy endeavor. Everything I've done in my life, I've been ill-prepared for, so it's just another one on the list.
That's it, baby. We're getting out of here. Boats are out. It's a pretty big moment. Night, night. This is what kilometer 642 on the Alaska Highway looks like. And it is beautiful, as expected. That way.
Full blowout. We were told that Dempster was going to be rough on tires, and they weren't wrong. That's our first blowout of this entire journey. These tires have done like 20,000 miles of driving in the last 6 months, and 200 clicks on the Dempster, and we're stranded. Fortunately, we picked up a full-size spare before we set off, and this shouldn't slow us down too much.
About 250 kilometers up this remote track, and the spare that I picked up doesn't fit. The lugs don't match. I'm royally up. This has just been like a series of screw-ups on my part over the last few days. Just making silly mistakes, and I've got to get my head right. I've got to get my head in the game here. Where we're going, you can't make silly mistakes. You can't do shit like this. Just can't keep screwing up like this. The team's gonna be stranded here on the side of the highway while one of us hitchhikes 250 kilometers back to the nearest town. Can't go anywhere until that happens.
Still no luck on getting a ride yet. It's going to be a tall order. Pick up one guy with a backpack and a full-size truck tire and rim. All in all, probably around 8 hours driving to get there and back. It's going to be all done on the thumb, hitchhiking. Oh my God, look at that. Hey, boys.
What size rim?
15.
15 rim? That's what I'm measuring. It's 5.5. Now, I hope I'm measuring that right. No. That's 5 1/4.
Well, it's been 27 hours since the vehicle first picked me up. The boys are that way, about another 200 and something kilometers. Ended up making it to Dawson City, went to the dump, got a free rim from the dump, and then 2 used tires in town. Boom, we're back. People just driving past. That was a full-size pickup truck just driving right past. Leave a guy standing here in the rain with no cover.
Pretty ready to get off the side of the road. Yeah, it's been beautiful, but definitely feeling anxious about how much time we're losing. I'm feeling it even harder because it's my fault.
Oh, we got another truck. This might be it.
Sorry if my English, I'm from France, so my English is not perfect.
That's okay, man. I'm Matty.
Matty?
Yeah. Cool, man. I got 2 friends up there.
Yeah.
Man, dude. Well, thank you, man. It's big. It's
Yes.
huge.
Great work, man. Pulled it off.
That one's from the dump. I don't know where to talk. Just about to pull into Tuktoyaktuk, man. Am I excited to get there? This is it. We are getting ready to send off for a 3.5 to 4 month expedition. Like 11 o'clock at night right now, full sun up in the sky, and we just can't wait until tomorrow morning to begin. So we're just gonna start. Matty, Clarke, signing off. See you in Baffin Island, folks. Beach number 1. As you can see, we are socked in with fog. We decided to pull it early and come in, get some sleep, and let the fog pass. But it is coming. You can feel it. I'll tucked in my little sleeping cabin for the night. As you can see, it's still full daylight, even though it's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. In the Arctic, it's always daylight in the summer, so you need to wear a mask. Oh, you don't know how comfortable this is. It's so comfortable.
That was a tough first day, mentally. And just kind of the whole enormity of what we're setting out to do just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I had to work really hard to not have like a full-blown panic attack. I feel like we're in over our heads here.
Long day. I think we did something like 12, 13 miles. And I just noticed a crack in my hatch cover.
We are in bed. Definitely felt like I was finding my rhythm today, even though it was maybe a slow and steady rhythm. I just had to persevere. This is our life. This is our reality.
Take a quick 7-hour nap, wake up and do it all over again. Anywho, time for you to f off so I can go to sleep. Just waking up. I'm tired. It's a bad angle for my turkey neck. Getting our first sight of some mosquitoes.
Had one of the locals in Tuk tell me there's 2 seasons in the Arctic, windy and buggy. We're getting both of them today.
Came out here for my morning pee and see that we had a visitor last night.
Fresh caribou tracks.
We still haven't spotted a caribou yet, but we're hoping to. We've talked to the locals, and according to them, there's herds up here, 10,000 strong. Start knocking some more miles off. The hardest part of our day was getting in some real shallow water, and dragging boats in a few inches of water is no fun at all. As you can see, we're in the tent tonight, and I'm not alone. That's what you call a 2-for-1 journal. First 20-mile day, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing 20 miles on a set of oars, choppy conditions and dragging around, Lord knows how many hundreds of pounds of gear with you, it's gonna work. And now I'm just realized that we never dropped an anchor in the boats. I'm very concerned the boats may float away, which would be catastrophic. I will not be the guy that loses his boat in the fucking Arctic. And you can see I'm getting the sweet Arctic tan. Top half of my face is white. This ain't much of a brush, boy, I tell you.
That's twice.
Give it a go, you know?
So you can see this weather system starting to form out there, which means it'll be coming to us here pretty quick. And right now we're kind of just fully exposed. We need to get into near some land, so that's what we're gonna do now. What's for supper?
Spaghetti Friday, or spaghetti Saturday.
Yum. Oh, sorry.
You seen this?
What a piece of So our water pump just cracked, which is a serious, serious issue since in a place like this, fun and clean drinking water, it's doable, it just takes a bit more time, which time is not something we have a lot of. Water we're drinking from right now is that. As you can see, there's bird tracks everywhere. Just a matter of time drinking that stuff before you get sick, which again will just take more time away from the trip, possibly stop the trip altogether.
Don't trust your life to an untested piece of gear. Lessons you learn out here are all going to be hard lessons because there's no easy way out. We've got some purification tablets. We always have the option to boil water. We don't have enough fuel with us to boil water for ourselves as well as cook our meals. Just something to fix. That's all this trip is going to be, is just problem solving, hard work and problem solving.
All right, ready for drones up?
Well, here we are, my friends, out amongst the ice. We are surrounded by sea ice. So we're just poking our way through, navigating through, but it's here proper.
Seems like in the past 2 days, we went from just in the north to now we're in the Arctic. We're just surrounded by ice. There's herds of caribou. We're seeing seals, some polar bear tracks. I mean, it's really starting to turn into the Arctic proper, what you'd expect. Really hard to put into words how special that is, how good that feels.
Had one of the coolest animal wildlife encounters I've ever had. Something I'll never forget. Being surrounded, they were so close. I almost felt like I was in danger of getting trampled. Couldn't take the smile off my face after it was done.
Oh, I'm finally in bed for tonight. A long day. More like the water pump is done. I can't believe that we didn't bring a second one. We both have a second one. Second time we used it, completely failed. That's a real concern because we need water. We need 4 liters each per day. And the real concerning news, even probably more than that, is Adam.
I had to call it early today. I had some pain in my right knee and my right calf, and I didn't feel confident that I could make the 6 miles across the bay.
Today he was rowing so slow, so slow. We had 6 more miles to go, and within half a mile he stopped. He's like, man, I can't do it. He said, I just hurt my knee again.
And you know, day 5 to have that kind of pain is discouraging. But I've put everything into this, and so has Matty.
We got 2,000 miles to row, like 3.5 months. Do the math. Need a minimum 20 miles every day. And part of me is worried right now that something's gonna happen to his knee worse, or he's just gonna come to a realization that he can't do it, and he's gonna pull out, which really scares me. I don't want him to leave. I don't want to do this alone. I really do believe that he can do it. I know that his body is a lot stronger than he's given himself credit for.
I don't want to take this away from Matty. I have to try as hard as I possibly can, even if it means pushing through the pain, putting myself in danger. I can't let him down.
It is our first weather day, and she is blowing. We're also very exposed on this little spit that we stopped on last night. Proper nearest point land, 6 miles away. And now we're kind of just stuck here.
We took yesterday to rest, and very happy we did. And we're here, we're in it 100%. Today's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day.
We're gonna get out of here.
July 5th, evening journal.
Snap! Jesus Christ, you scared me. Boy, why?
Today was good. We rode over 20 miles and really foggy today. Rowing inside of a ping pong ball, as Matty would say. We were just navigating by compass, and you know, it's interesting. You're out here, and especially in the fog, you just feel totally, completely isolated.
We're getting better, we're getting faster. Also on the setup and breakdown of camp, making supper, just getting faster and more, what's the word?
Streamlined.
Streamlined, thank you, Adam. Feels like a different world up here. I think to all the people down in the city down south, all shoulder to shoulder and bumper to bumper. And to me, it just sounds like madness. There's all this space up here just waiting for you. But I'm sure some of those yuppies would look at us and think we're absolutely cracked right now, laying in a tent on the tundra in the midnight sun, waiting for a polar bear to stumble across his tent.
The Arctic has been really playing with our minds.
Feels like we're in some kind of simulation up here.
Something goes on here with the cold air coming off of the sea ice and the heat coming off of the land that creates all these crazy mirage effects. And it's really disorienting. Sometimes you'll see like ships in the distance that aren't ships, and the mountains will suddenly invert. The whole place just has a very like otherworldly feel to it. There's no nighttime, there's no trees. The landscape feels super empty, and then suddenly like you see a caribou or there's a zebra on the beach. It's different from anything else I've experienced before.
Oh, just swallowed a frickin' mosquito. We have to get water this morning, so we're gonna be testing out the water maker. Keep this one short because I'm getting destroyed.
This pump doesn't work today. Only options we got is to start trying to find even cleaner water we can drink straight out of the earth, or start boiling it, or just roll the dice and gamble.
It's been a few days since our last water stop, and we had our water filter crack on us. We've sealed it with epoxy, and hopefully it works. It's our only filter, and if this doesn't work, we're gonna be in a bit of trouble. The epoxy repair did not really work. We're getting some water through. This pump is not gonna last the next 3 months, no way. Today was a hard day. Both of us are just totally worn out. It's a hard thing. It's the reason no one's ever done it before, despite many attempts. But for now, just enjoy the sandy beaches and the mosquitoes. Constant companions out here.
Well, it's day 9, and I just made possibly the biggest mistake I've made on this entire trip. I drank the dirty water. We decided that we would take 2 10-liter bags each of purified water, and we take 1 10-liter bag each of dirty, raw water from that old duck pond. The duck pond water is supposed to be boiled for coffee, oats, supper, but boiled and made clean. And in my hustle and bustle to get going, I totally forgot, and I just chugged down a full 1-liter bottle of, dirty water. Bird poop floating around in it, and little tiny mites and stuff swimming everywhere. If I was to get sick, it's probably gonna be a couple days down. And a lot of fluids are gonna come out of my body from both ends, which is gonna make me weak. I'm gonna lose some weight, and it's just gonna be one more hurdle to get over. Cross your fingers that doesn't happen, but we'll see. We just had a record day, 22 point something miles. We found this beautiful, beautiful spot. Grassy, rolling hills, sandy beach. Tonight sometime we had a weather system rolling in. All day tomorrow is supposed to blow hard, really hard. Much too hard for us to be out in the water. Personally, I'm very much looking forward to a storm day. Sit down and lick my wounds and do some reading and some napping. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
That behind me is Cape Dalhousie and the tip of the Tuktoyaktuk Peninsula. Our first major milestone. We're doing it.
Pretty big deal, buddy. We're leaving on a mid-tide, so we gotta drag the boats all the way out to the water's edge. And we do that by using these logs, rollers. Lay a bunch of rollers down, put a boat on it, and you roll across the top of the logs. Makes it much easier than dragging through sand.
We've had a short night's rest. We only got 5 or 6 hours sleep last night, and I slept like so I'm feeling a little rough. The mosquitoes have been terrible out here. We've both been having to wear our bug suits, and so I'm gonna be glad to be getting off and getting on with our day.
We are going on a water run. We're stuck on this island, Nelson Island. Adam finished doing repairs to our water filter yesterday with some epoxy and fiberglass. And we're gonna go and test our new filter and cross our fingers that this works. These little trails we're walking on right now, these are not made by people. This is pure caribou track. We've seen hundreds, and we're gonna follow their tracks because they should lead us right to the fresh water since they're a mammal just like us and they need fresh water.
This is our first test with the second repair water pump. This time we've cased the entire plastic housing with fiberglass and epoxy. If this doesn't work, then this thing is just truly screwed. Last time we used this, it was absolutely out of the side. Now we just have a tiny bit of water just around this seam here escaping. I don't think it's pumping at optimal efficiency, but it's working. We've got water.
We've sat here for about 30 hours now. We got some real weather coming in over here. At a certain point, we just got to bite the bullet and try and row against the wind. So that's what we're gonna do today.
Couldn't get to sleep last night until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Neither of us can sleep. It's too hot in my sleeping bag.
I've got to be up in 2.5 hours to start rowing.
Once we hit this next peninsula, it's supposed to be very, very dense with bears. Grizzly bears, polar bears. The entire peninsula is just littered with bears, apparently. So grizzly bear, polar bear shows up in our camp and things will go south pretty quick. Well, it's gonna be a great day. We'll see. Just finished, big 7 hours in the boat, nonstop. And for probably the past 5 hours, I felt like I've been holding on to 2 burning hot coals in my hands. That's the good hand. This is the bad hand. If I keep going at this rate, we're gonna have some infections in my hand in no time. Really need to make some kind of changes and figure out how to stop this from happening because it's so painful. Every single time I pull on the oars, it's like there's fire in my hands. Maybe it's got soft skin like a baby. I don't know, but this has got to stop because we're going to be in serious trouble here pretty soon. Starting to really think and fantasize about food. A big old pizza, box of fries. Gotta be good.
My God. We did 26 miles, but it felt like 36. We're on the other side of Cape Bathurst and just north of the Smoking Hills. Basically, the shale deposits deep, deep inside the earth caught fire several hundred years ago, and these hills have been smoking nonstop for hundreds of years, unlike any other place on the planet. It's also very inhospitable. The smoke off the hills is poisonous. So if you inhale it, you can get very sick. Our next good campsite is about 46 miles from here. I don't know if I have that in me, to be honest with you, in one day. See what happens.
We're on a really short, narrow beach tonight. There's nowhere really to make a good camp in the tent. Look, there's a fox. That was a little Arctic fox. They are the worst thing ever in the woods. Those things are the ghost. They're the ninjas of the wild. They'll come up here, chew through the side of our food bags, chew through the side of our clothes bags, take whatever they want, and we would never hear them. Ever hear them. Pretty cute though. And also we've seen some wolf tracks, massive wolf tracks. Biggest wolf tracks I've ever seen in my life. They're actually timber wolves, which is the largest species of wolf there is. Massive animals, huge, I mean huge. I'm guessing over 200-pound dog, massive. Really our biggest defense out here is the other person. So if worst case scenario, I wake up, there's a polar bear on top of my boat trying to get me. Hopefully Adam wakes up, hears my screams, and gets up and deals with it.
Belugas on the beach.
As soon as we came around the tip of this peninsula, we've started seeing beluga whales by the dozens, if not hundreds. They've started coming in closer and closer. I mean, so close you could throw a rock at it if you wanted to. How many people out there can say they've watched a march of beluga whales? Gigantic pods of beluga whales just a few hundred feet off the spot where they're camping. So we've been going pretty hard. Things are all starting to feel a little bit more rugged and extreme. Right now, I'm just really excited to eat dinner. It's 10:22 at night. All we've had today is just our breakfast and lunch snacks.
It doesn't matter, but either way, it's fun.
Okay.
Either way, just needed better communication. So it really fucked up. Choked. I'm sure you're choked right now, even hearing me say that because you don't understand it. It doesn't matter.
I don't understand how you're bringing this at me like this right now. I feel like you're projecting on me a little bit, honestly. Like, I think you were already in a bad mood before we even pulled up here.
I was.
You're having a shitty day.
Yeah,
You know, I get it. You're having a really shitty day.
I was.
And I'm not saying that I didn't, you know, maybe I didn't communicate or I didn't understand what you were trying to do.
Yes, I was in a bad mood from the start. And I was like, I don't know if I had the fucking energy. Yes, most of it comes back to I was in a shitty mood, and I still am.
I still love you.
I love you too.
I didn't even know you were upset about that.
There's a line of bear tracks going right through the middle of camp. As you can see, they're pretty friggin' big tracks. What do you think, Adam? Grizzly or polar bear?
I think that either way, big enough to eat us. For sure.
Probably wouldn't even heard Adam screaming. He could have been over there getting dragged out of his boat, and I would have just been sleeping like a log. Woke up this morning wondering where he was.
This is proper bear country now. We are not at the top of the food chain here.
Pancake, anyone? Oof. Completely exhausted tonight. Look at that. We had a new personal record today, 35 miles, under 10 hours. I really see now why no one has ever done this before. It makes perfect sense to me. Good night. Love you. Having lots of crazy dreams lately. All my dreams are pretty much wrapped around the passage. Comes up in every dream. So my mind is fully consumed with this trip. I'm getting messages from friends and family. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a hard time even wanting to respond. No one really understands how hard this is, how tough this is. There's a reason why this has never been done before. It's a hard thing to do. Definitely tell this morning that we had a massive day yesterday. Bones are achy, the body's pretty tired. Everything hurts really, but we just gotta dig deep and put it out of our mind and just get our ass back on the water. And it's gonna be a tough one.
We didn't have a very productive day today as far as rowing goes. Yet another day where we didn't hit our mark, and that's frustrating, but, you know, that's how it goes.
My hands are healing, as you can see. New technique, no gloves. Had a really big crossing yesterday, our biggest crossing yet, 32 miles. My body wants to stop and take a rest, recharge, and let the muscles heal. It's a sufferfest, but there's just no time. We need to keep moving. Simple as that. You just gotta be able to block out that pain, block out that suffering, block out that desire to stop and rest like you should. It's a pilgrimage of pain is what it is.
Pretty sore. Definitely feeling it in my shoulder. My seat's also a big concern. Barely usable right now. And we still have about 120 miles before we can get to Tuktoyaktuk. Just gonna do my best every day. Just do your best. I haven't been keeping up with my journals very much the last couple of days. By the time we made it here, it was pretty plain to me that my shoulder is injured properly. I have an old injury in my right shoulder. It hasn't given me any trouble since the injury until 3 days ago. We made that big 32-mile crossing. It's definitely my labrum. So that means I'm probably out. Got 100 miles to go to Tuktoyaktuk, and I think it's gonna be a challenge just to make it there.
My shoulder's throbbing right now. It was fine until we got up here on the beach, and then just trying to yank on these boats. Sharp and shooting pain right up the side of my shoulder.
Pretty concerned about my partner here, Adam. I can tell he's hurting physically, and I can tell this morning he's really, really struggling mentally. Probably the lowest I've ever seen him. I can see it in his face, I can see it in his eyes that this is really breaking him. It's very, very hard to watch. And yeah, I'm worried about him.
I'm really struggling this morning. Like, I can't get myself in gear. I'm just drowning in feelings right now. I just feel like so weighted down with disappointment and grief. I can barely get myself moving. I want to have to talk to everybody, tell everybody over and over again. Yeah, I know. Hurt my shoulder. Couldn't go on. Matty had to go on without me. Just left him up here. I don't want to have to call my parents and tell them. So many people just believed in us. That's it. You had your little cry. You need to buck up, put your big boy pants on, just get out there and do what you need to do. This is not a place to let yourself fall apart. I can't. I gotta.
Hello?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
My shoulder that had the labrum tear a few years ago.
Yeah.
I've re-torn it.
Oh. Oh.
It's decided that it's not wise for me to keep going.
What a disappointment after all the work you've done and all the money you put in. So sorry.
It's okay. I feel like I'm letting everybody down.
You're not letting everybody down. That's something you have no control over. It's your body letting you down. It's not you.
Yeah.
I know you probably tried to work. I know you probably worked through it more than you could have done already, right?
Yeah.
You can't row another 600 miles with a shoulder that's out.
1,600 miles.
1,600. Oh, you can't do that, Adam. Unfortunately, you've got no choice. It's just a hell of a blow for you.
Anyway, that's the news here. We're on a little island right now called Racing Island. Yesterday, my sliding seat finally gave out. One of the wheels literally fell off yesterday. So now my seat doesn't move. You have to have that sliding movement in order to make a full stroke. So I've been reduced to making short, quick little half strokes with the oars, using nothing but my arms and my shoulders and back. My legs basically are useless now. That's where I was drawing most of my power from, especially because my shoulder is screwed up. Got a broken boat, got a broken shoulder, and we're in the middle of nowhere still.
I can't even think about it without getting upset. The weather's gonna get worse. It's gonna get darker. It's gonna be more dangerous. Now I got nobody to lean on. Thought of doing this alone now seems almost impossible. He's carried the burden of the navigation. He's carried the burden of actually knowing where the hell we're going. He's the one that's done the research on the route. He's the one that's done the research on the weather systems and the ice and the communities along the way and all the ins and outs. There's so much information. My entire knowledge of this route pretty much consists of a very vague red line going across the top of Canada. That's pretty much it. I didn't do any research on the route. I have no idea. There is zero room for mistakes now. There's nobody to watch me. There's no one to catch me if I fall. It's a sad and emotional day for both of us, but in very different ways. He describes it as we're both in different boats, but in the same storm. He has his own battles to fight, and I have mine.
So we made our final crossing yesterday. If there was any doubt that I was making the right decision, it was removed yesterday. Today it's just about me and him, and enjoying the last bit of time that we have together.
We're in Pawatuck right now, and this is our last day together. I've been letting this sucker grow out for the last month. I shaved it the day before we left. And today, I'm going back down to bare baby skin. After this, I'm heading into town for the first time. Go try and make some friends. Gotta look my best. Can't be going in there looking like a scruffy hobo, even though that's what I am, literally. Now, going back now.
If anyone at home is wondering where we are right now on the map, right about here somewhere. He's gonna be stuck here. I literally gotta take the tent from him. All he's gonna have is the boat. So he's basically got a boat on shore to live out of. Straight hobo, has no idea what he's doing, has no idea how to get out of here, how to deal with his boat, but he's putting all that aside for the expedition and for the team. God love him. You are the most adaptable person now. That is your superpower. And once I'm actually gone and it sets in, like, I know you'll just turn the page. It's my new reality. Let's make the best of it. Just like me. Love you, buddies. Good morning. See you in Baffin Island.
That's it, he's gone. I don't care about
being the first person to row the Northwest Passage. And truth be told, I never really did. It's a nice thing to aim for, but really I just wanted to be up here with my best friend. I'm scared for him, honestly. I know he's the toughest, bravest man I've ever met in my life. Can't even imagine what he's going through. He's got the biggest challenge of his life ahead of him.
It was all I could do to keep it together until I got out of sight. It really broke my heart. That's all. I'm done. I'm done. It just seems a lot more real. Being alone, knowing there's no one else to see you there. Anyway. It looks like we've got some real serious weather coming in 2 days' time, and it's gonna stick around for almost 48 hours, so I need to try and make up for those down days I might possibly have today and tomorrow. It's almost like they didn't know that I was a human. By far the closest I've ever come to a wolf in the wild. Very rare they come that close. And they actually got so close, at one point I was afraid they were coming right up to me. It's really hard to put that into words how special that is, to see something so wild and so perfect. They're just living their best life. Two of them just traveling around the countryside, just living. Feels like a lifetime since I've seen Adam already. Really miss that guy. As you can see, the weather is changing fast. A lot of cloudy days, a lot of rainy days, very unstable atmosphere as we move into late summer. Today we leave the mainland of Canada behind and we begin our crossing over to Victoria Island. It's about 37 miles from here. The saving grace is there is a 12-mile long island 13 miles from here. Slowly losing my mind out here. This is a wild, wild place to be alone. Today, my boat took its first real damage. It was my dagger board. This is what goes in the water and acts like a keel to anchor me to the ocean. See that split? Hit a rock today. Fully loaded, going pretty fast. The first rock I've hit this entire trip. Without this dagger board working properly, it's going to really slow me down and hinder my ability to continue rowing in rough, harsh conditions. Oh, sandpaper, sandpaper. This is one of the nice things about building a boat yourself. Really, truly can fix literally anything on this boat at this point. After rowing for 26 miles, completely exhausted, this is the last thing that I want to do right now, is to do a fiberglass and epoxy job tonight. I just want to eat and go to sleep. Just waking up to see that I survived the night. A few times last night I wasn't sure if this tent was gonna make it, but it's making it. It's not over yet. It's gonna keep doing this all day. Just batten down hatches, make sure everything is battened down tight, and just get ready to hold up for the next 2 days, because it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real bad. There's no way in hell I could get in that water today. No way. It would be pretty much suicide.
I'm having a really hard time here, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I'm just watching Matty get further and further away from me. I have this acute feeling of just being left behind. Just a daily struggle, not to jump in the boat and chase him down. There's no way I could catch up to him, but the feeling is there. It's really hard.
Looks very nasty out there. Been 3 days, 4 mornings now. I'm really making this 14-mile crossing seem like it's more than what it is. It's not that big of a deal. It's like I'm at the point where I'm just waiting for the perfect weather, which I don't know if it's gonna come. Even just a couple miles in, I won't be able to turn around and come back to this island. I'll be in the wind and in the waves, and it'll take me forever to come back. So once I start, I'm going. I just really, really don't want to get in a bad situation out there.
My last morning on the beach here. Things are starting to move. I'm taking my boat into town this morning, and I've got a guy who's gonna help me load it up. It's gonna go on a cargo plane that'll be leaving from the airport sometime this week. No one can tell me when, and I don't wanna leave town until my boat's on the plane. I also don't have a flight yet. And once the boat gets to the airport, I also don't have a place to stay.
Keep waiting for better weather, but the better weather is not coming. It's just getting worse each day, it seems like. Now today it's just pouring rain. First time ever it's rained this much. Of course it's today. Never should have stopped here. I should have just forced my way through that day.
So I dropped my boat off at the airport, stripped down to one duffel bag and a backpack here with my basic essential items. Boat should be going on the plane tomorrow. There's a charter flight leaving on Thursday. I'm gonna try and hop on board, maybe for free, which would be awesome.
I'm really getting concerned for the timeline. To make matters worse, I'm running out of food. Now I'm 5 days behind of the schedule, and I had it timed out, so it's pretty much going to be food bags pretty much empty by the time we get to Cambridge Bay. Just because I'm picking up so much food there, I knew I would need the space and to save the weight, so I've been trying to eat the food down hard. And now that I'm stopped for 5 days, that's coming to backfire. If I could row every day nonstop, I could be there in probably 10 days. Right now, I have 9 meals left. So even at best, I'm gonna run out of food. Oh, the rain stopped just long enough to get the tent and everything broke down, and I'm gonna do it. Now's my time. If I don't go now, the weather's supposed to get worse again tomorrow, so now or never. I know that the boat can handle it. It's just me versus myself right now. And as long as I stay calm, collected, and cool, I should be able to shoot right across this channel, get to the other side safely. I don't want to overthink it. I just want to get on the water and start doing it. So let's f***ing do it. My ass kicked again. We are right back where we started. Feeling really low. Starting to have doubts in myself. Really wish Adam was here right now. He'd tell me it's all right. He'd tell me we can still do it.
Today is probably gonna be my last day in Pawlatuck. I managed to finagle a free flight out of here. There's a charter plane coming in today, and it's coming in full and leaving almost empty. It's not 100%, but nothing seems to be 100% here in Pawlatuck.
Today is day 6 here on this island. Day 7, I think. I've been keeping a real close eye on the weather forecast system that we've been using, and it looks like there may be a little hole in the weather. About 3 hours. 3 hours would be enough to get across. Cross your fingers, and today is the day, and we get out of here. We'll see.
Still haven't gotten my boat loaded up. I'm a little anxious about that. I don't want to leave without it, but I've been here for long enough, so it feels like it's time to go. Feels like it's time to start making progress in another direction. Matty is 260 miles further on and absolutely crushing it. Yeah, I think he's gonna do it, man. I really do. I think he's gonna do it. I don't know anybody better. Give him the oars and let him go. No one to hold him back this time.
Well, here we are. We are officially on Victoria Island. We made the crossing, safe and sound. The waves were big, the swell was big, probably just as hard mentally as it was physically.
Rowing like away from the island I was on, and like looking behind me and seeing nothing but ocean, and like seeing how rough the conditions are, looking at the sky, just hoping that the wind is going to hold out. And you just keep going, you keep watching that island behind you get smaller and smaller, and you get further and further away from land. It really takes a lot of mental energy to block out all that fear and all those bad thoughts. Just keep going. Oh my God. We rode 40 miles today. That's huge. Went further than I thought I could go in one day. 40 is a new goal. 1, we're running out of time for the ice, and 2, running out of food real quick. So right now we have 6 suppers left. 2 beef hash, 4 pea soup. Oof. I haven't been eating the pea soup because I don't like it. Pea soup back to back for 4 days. Oh my God. Almost out of coffee. 1 roll of toilet paper left. That is officially the first frost of the trip. This other thing that's happening now too is daylights are getting shorter and shorter. Another 6 to 8 weeks, we'll be done this in the home stretch now. Definitely one advantage of it getting colder. Coffee tastes even better. This is really when I miss having Adam out here the most. Sitting around drinking our morning coffee together, having some laughs. To really, really enjoy a place like this, you need to have someone to share it with. We are just outside of Cambridge Bay. It's been exactly 1 month since I left Adam in Polituck. So that means it's been 1 month since I've seen another human being. We are in town. This is Cambridge Bay. Feels pretty weird to be back in front of like a house. Just to walk inside and be indoors. So strange. Feels so strange. That's a lot of food. For sure, that's 60, 80 pounds maybe. I don't even know. That's a lot. It might be an issue getting all this in the boat. This is way more food than I expected. It's all coming. I didn't sleep well. I always felt so antsy the whole time. I'm really happy to be back in my boat and just be at peace. Everything is simple again. 30.5 miles, day 1. Looks like a grizzly to me, not a polar bear, thank God. You can see how close these tracks are to the water, just above the high tide line. That means he just walked up here within the past hour. From what the locals tell me, the grizzlies up here are actually pretty aggressive. Tonight, I'll definitely be keeping bear spray, air horn, and the 12 gauge much closer than normal. These are by far the freshest bear tracks we've seen this entire trip. Seeing that polar bear was something. What a feeling watching that polar bear get closer and closer. The apex predator up here, he has no worries with anything up here at all. Did not give 2 shits that I was there. Really all of a sudden made me feel like a small prey animal. Once the polar bear got a little bit too close, then I just fired a warning shot to the air. And as soon as he heard that, he was gone. Well, it's September 1st, and we got our first snowstorm, believe it or not. It's supposed to blow pretty hard, up to 30 knots. But I'm gonna be stuck right here for 2 days. Luckily, I got lots of food now. Really, the only way to stay warm now is moving around, doing work, or in my sleeping bag, curled up. So that's what I'm doing. Just held up my sleeping bag, listening to music, napping, eating, and just trying to stay sane. Got our first real taste of ice last night.
Stuff's starting to freeze up. Battery's not charging very well. All that fun stuff. But we're gonna try and make some miles today and get off Victoria Island, move over to Jenny Lind Island. But you can hear that wind, it's blowing. Luckily it's at my back, so hopefully it dies out a little bit later. Worst thing that could happen to the boat, besides putting a hole in it and sinking, just happened. I broke the dagger board again. I'm really distraught right now, don't really know what to do. I just came straight into shore. There's no way to continue in this wind. It's a major, major blow. I don't really know what to do.
How bad is it? Can you fix it?
Definitely worse than last time, but yeah, no, it's fixable. My only concern now is getting epoxy to cure in this weather. I mean, it's been snow squalls all day.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to run it not completely cured. It's just gonna be okay. You know?
Think?
Yeah. It's not gonna like have water penetration.
I just got phone with Adam. That's the first time I feel like even he doesn't get it. I feel so much pressure from all sides to try and get this done. And I'm starting to have doubts. I don't know if I got it in me to fix this thing, to pick back up and keep going. I really don't. I don't even know if I can fix it. I'm really afraid this just cost me the trip. I really don't want to let everybody down. I really wish I was home right now. Just want to be home. All the way through. Well, there's only one thing left to do now. That is trying to fix this dagger board. There's no point in sitting around feeling sorry for myself. May as well just get up and start fixing it. What else am I gonna do out here? The real part is I only got one small piece of sandpaper left. So I'm gonna have to go old school and just use a rock and just scrape the paint off. Found a real nice one too. It's almost in the shape of a wedge. That rock works pretty good. Way better than you'd think. And really all sandpaper is a bunch of small rocks. Gotta love a rock. So what I'm gonna have to do, put some thickened epoxy here right in the crack, and then lay a sheet of glass over the whole thing. This is gonna be a tricky one, because it's snowing, it's cold. I gotta do it underneath the shelter of the tent. It's gonna be sketchy. Should have heated this up first. This is something I would never suggest anyone should ever do. Bringing a fire inside your tent, the gas stove, is a major, major no-no. One, the fumes are dangerous. Two, you can just catch the whole thing on fire and all this will go up real quick, and then you're trapped inside of a tent on fire. I don't really have much of a choice right now. It's the only way I can get this thing to cure in one day. And I'm gonna run the stove until it comes to a boil. I'll turn the stove off, and then the hot pot of water will work as like a little bit of a heater and keep some heat in the tent. But again, never, ever do this unless you're in a dire situation like I am right now. Big day, big day. We are officially on King William Island. It is day 77. Day 77 of the trip. Pretty proud of that. Haven't been filming much lately. It's been pretty cold. Overnight it's getting really cold. All the batteries are dying all the time, which, you know, sucks, but it is what it is. The solar system might finally be dead. It's been giving me some trouble for the past few days, and now it's really not doing anything. Now nothing works. None of it's working. I basically rewired the whole solar system. The only part that I don't have here to replace is the solar panel itself. I think that's what the failure is, this. I need this to charge up my chart plotter and my Garmin. The Garmin is the only true fail-safe I have. contact the outside world in case I need help. So this is a pretty big deal, and I don't really know what to do. This is the last little bit of juice I have in any of the camera batteries right now for the GoPro. 13%. Everything is dying fast in the cold. If I lose all power, I'm just out here in the middle of nowhere in blackness. Situation's pretty dire right now, and I'm not feeling very good about it. I'm a long ways from anything, and I don't really know what to do if it's not gonna work.
This will be one of my last, if not the last, video entry. About 5 days ago, we made a decision that the trip is over. So now I'm struggling trying to get back to a place called Johaven, a very, very small community, middle of nowhere. We don't know anybody there. We don't have any contacts there. But that's where I'm heading. It's the only safe haven in this entire area. Everything now is dead. I've got a little bit of battery left in my Garmin inReach, and that's all. Now that the trip is over, I'm ready just to go. Really, the only thing I can do today is look through pictures of my family. These bring me a lot of joy looking at these. Talking to these cameras is my only real outlet. When the camera's not on, I don't just sit here to speak out loud my thoughts and feelings, but when the camera's on, I can really look at the camera and speak to it like kind of like a person and kind of let all my thoughts, let all my feelings out. It helps. It really does help. Cut. Good news. I found another GoPro battery, which is pretty sweet. It is night number 86. Had a really, really good day today. Today was different. Today felt good. It felt like it did before. I just enjoyed it. Enjoyed being here. Enjoy sleeping in the boat tonight. Just enjoying everything. And I realize now I'm not in a big rush to get back. Yes, I need to get there before the Garmin dies completely, but I still got some time to enjoy it. I still got a few more nights. That's what I'm gonna do. Just slow down a little bit and just try and enjoy it. 86 nights. What a feral dog I've turned into. If you could smell this sleeping bag. I'm ready to get there. So we're gonna do it. Might be a little bit touch and go, but we'll probably be arriving just at dark. We're just gonna do it. This is the last run. We're gonna finish strong. This will be the biggest day rowing yet. It'll be almost 50 miles covered if we can make it to town tonight. We made it. Can't believe I made it here before dark. It's one of the fastest miles I've ever rowed. Unload this boat, go for a quick walk. Originally, when pulling in here, I thought this place would be the size of Pawtucket or smaller. It's big, street lights and everything. Unreal. I might be here a while, once I find some friends. Oh, that's where she's gonna stay for the winter right there, I guess. She got a perfect view of the ocean out there, right on top of the research center. Gotta love it. Oh, this is Johaven. There's so much history here. All those old explorers from back in the day, the shipwrecks aren't far from here. Everyone in Johaven here has been so nice to me since I showed up. It's been a bit of a transition though. Sleeping indoors for the first time, hot water, being around a bunch of people. I mean, it wasn't as great as you probably think it was. Bit of an emotional roller coaster, honestly, but I feel so blessed to be able to come up here, spend my summer trying to cross the Arctic. It's absolutely magic. Best days of my life, by far. Next steps are now is getting south, see the friends and family, recharge, and regroup. So happy to be home, isn't he?
So happy he was when we came back. Oh, look. Black rat snake.
Oh, great.
Oh,
He's back.
I was just asking about that. Beautiful.
I love a good rat snake. Ain't I?
Matty's got to try and play it cool now. Really, he just wants to leave the porch right now.
I'm done.
You want me to get him out of here?
No, it's fine. Let him live his life, you know.
Right.
Everyone's got to live their life.
He's a regular visitor around these parts.
Let's just leave him.
No one's touching him.
Let's just not talk about he's there.
That first day when we got on the water, I felt like I had forgotten how to row. I couldn't plant the oars properly. And my oars kept skipping, and I kept like falling out of rhythm. I was just going so slow. I was just like, my God, what am I doing out here? You know, like,
We're
what
never
the
gonna do
hell
this.
am I doing here right now? Like, this is insane. I can't even row this damn thing.
Images of that big wave on that island. I was trying to get off that island. God, man, I get sick to my stomach just thinking about it. The way those waves were and the conditions were, I never would have made it back to shore.
You left, you got out, right? How'd you get back in with the waves?
Well, I just stayed in place, just kept rowing, holding in place. I knew the tides were gonna turn soon, and just had nothing I could do. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours before they actually supposed to turn. Holding on, I don't know how long it was. It wasn't that long. It felt like forever. Yeah, never should have went out that day. I ain't like talking about it.
Anybody in the adventure world would agree that going solo is more hardcore than going as a team. You know, there's no doubt.
Of course.
You know, like anything happened to your boat, dead. It's as simple as that. You hit the drink and you're more than 5 minutes from the shore, you're in trouble. So.
You really do feel the most alive when, like, you know, you're that close to the void, you know, and you're just out there like that. Like, it's I can't even describe it. You're so self-reliant. You can easily, you know, perish 5 miles from town as you can 500 miles from town, really, at the end of the day.
There's a real kind of raw edge to living in that kind of way, and it's kind of addictive. It's a hard experience to recreate in just normal 9-to-5 everyday life, and it really gets under your skin.
It was a whole experience just to wrap your mind around that. It's just one little feather in my tail of feathers that slowly makes me the bird I am.
I can't ever imagine a life where I hang up my spurs and say, all right, that's it, last trip. There's always going to be some horizon for me to chase.
And this is my life. The endless trip has always been my dream. And it's all about going just around the next bend and just getting a little bit further, a little more into it. Just one more bite, one more turn in the river. Just that challenge and just that realness. Everything just tastes so much better when you're hungry, when you're cold, and when you're scared. Getting in that bed at night, the safe bed feels so much better. Good night. And that's all these trips are, just a different version of the same thing. To just get back to that raw juiciness of life. Strip away all this bullshit.
The risk were worth it just for the time that I had. And to do it all with one of my best friends in the world. We could go back to the Arctic again, but we'll never be able to go back for the first time just trying to do something that was so out of left field and so crazy.
I didn't want to do it alone. Like, that was the best part of this trip, was to finally have a guy like Adam I've been doing so many trips in the woods alone. I used to really believe I didn't need anyone. And I really believe that I could disappear permanently if that's what I chose. I slept on 91 beautiful beaches on the entire trip, 91 picturesque postcard locations, and the most of it, I sat there alone, drinking my coffee and eating my meals, looking out, enjoying myself, but no one to look beside and watch them smile. Those sunsets are just twice as sweet. The stories, everything is just so much better with someone to share with.
Amount of experiences that we've had in that short amount of time, you could fill a lifetime of friendship with some of those experiences, you know. When you've gone through a situation where you don't know if you're gonna make it back or not, truly, that's a bonding experience that's like incomparable, you know.
Yeah, most emotional roller coaster, physical roller coaster, everything I've ever done. And I wouldn't change a thing. Greatest time of my life.
The Arctic is one of the last real wildernesses left on the planet. The wilderness isn't always going to be as wild as it is right now. It's important to me to keep chasing those dreams now because tomorrow is never promised. I've still got some rowing to do.